Hello and welcome back, Legionnaires, to GGMarZhill, the channel where we play good games all day, every day. I am your host MarZhill, and I want to start today's video with a thank you. The feedback on my 400 videos so far have been constructive, complimentary, and have motivated me to continue getting content out there for you guys. I really appreciate those of you who've subscribed already. You guys are awesome, seriously. Remember, the Legion rises with you. Today's video will be a first installment in a series of guides I have planned, so be sure to hit that subscribe button to be the first in the know, and hopefully these will help you to dominate your foes on the fields of battle in the beta and upon release on the 14th of February 2017. We will be looking at the very heart of what makes For Honor so different from other fighting game genres. The only other games that come to mind that are similar is Chivalry, Medieval Warfare, the Mount and Blade series, and other games of that ilk. This beginner's guide will give an initial overview as to what the Art of Battle system is. It is the core mechanic of the game which dictates how you attack your opponents, defend against their brutal strikes, and maneuver your way around the battlefield. So let's jump right in. The Art of Battle system allows me to lock onto my enemy as signified by the white ring around my opponent's feet. As I use a controller, this will be by holding down the left trigger. My movement is now tethered to my opponent, and I can now also adjust my guard into 3 positions: top, right and left, using the right analog stick. You can see I match my opponent's guard in order to block incoming attacks, and also launch attacks from these 3 guard positions to an unguarded area of my opponent. Going back to those 3 points I raised earlier, let's take a deeper look at attacking. That's attacking your opponent and receiving their strikes. There are 3 methods of attack: light, heavy and guard break, all of which can be combined in various sequences to perform combos depending on your hero of choice. More in-depth guides on individual heroes later, I promise. Initiating an attack is done by pressing the respective buttons on your controller. Right bumper for light attacks and right trigger for heavy. These attacks shall aim to hit your adversary from the angle of your current guard position. You generally want to attack unguarded areas of your opponent unless you know the timings of their swings and you can get a quick one in before they strike you. I shall refer to this as a simple counter strike, since certain heroes have counter strikes that they can combo within their movesets. The Art of Battle system will notify you from which direction an enemy shall be striking you. A bright red flashing indicator shall appear showing you where you should position your guard to block. This leads us nicely into the second point of this video, which is defense or defending. The most basic form of defense is blocking, but you can also parry incoming attacks, and this is signified through the timing window displayed on the flashing red indicator. You will notice here a small timing window where it turns white, essentially showing the opportunity to parry and deflect a strike. It's not all about receiving hits from your opponents, you can also look to avoid them. If your timing is right, you can press the A or X button depending on your controller to dodge these attacks. That can be forward, backwards, left or right depending on the situation. The timing on this will be gained from experience, and with experience you'll understand when it is best to dodge, block or parry. More on this in a later, more advanced guide. This brings us naturally to the final point of this beginner's guide on the Art of Battle system, which is about movement and positioning and taking advantage of your surroundings. I mentioned guard break previously on the attacking part of the guide, but I decided it would best sit here. Guard break itself, as its name states, allows you to break the guard of your opponent and as such leave them vulnerable. This is signified by a red broken shield on your opponent or on your own person. The guard break is actioned by pressing X or square on your respective controller. This will allow you to get some damage in before they compose themselves, but be warned, a guard break can quickly be countered by the same if timed correctly and quickly. Guard break can also allow you to manipulate your enemy by pressing the same button again after a successful guard break and moving the left analog stick in the direction of choice. You can essentially manipulate the position of your enemy to benefit you and use your surroundings to hamper them through dazing or stunning them if you chuck them into a wall, chucking them off from high places to an unfortunate death, or inflicting damage on them by pushing them into deadly traps or obstacles. Good examples seen so far are fire pits and spikes. With this in mind, you really want to get in a position where you can use the surroundings to your advantage, bait your enemy in and trick them. You can get some really quick and easy kills if you do this correctly. Right, So that's the end of my first guide. The advanced version will be covering parrying, feints, stamina, and the revenge state, and also going into more depth regarding movement and positioning. I hope you have found this beginner's guide helpful, and if you would like to see more, please like and subscribe, and by doing so, become part of the Legion as a fellow Legionnaire. Remember, the Legion rises with you. Let me know what you would like to see next in the comments and give me any feedback that you have, but for now, this is MarZhill signing out. Ciao.